During this stewardship season, we are inviting our beloved lay people in our congregation to tell us why they are bragging on us. And this morning, we have the distinct pleasure of hearing from our friend, Jared Price, who, after coming to First Church 3 years ago, has not missed a single Sunday of church. So we all need to learn from him. Amen. And he is going to testify for us now. Come on up.
First Church brings me joy at the end of the day. First Church brings me joy because at the end of the day, we show up. When things get tough and it's easier to just quit, we show up. Now, we all know those heavy hitter projects First Church has done, but we all have personal stories that to us are also heavy hitters and why we love this community as much as we do. So, as I tell you my heavy hitters, do me a favor and ask yourself what yours are. August 12th, 2019, my first direct interaction with this church. I sent Robin an email. The subject matter being, I wanted to attend, but I was afraid my presence alone would be disrespectful to God and to the church. Knowing this church now, my reasoning is almost laughable. It was because, technically, according to the dictionary definition of the word, I'm a bastard. Her email back to me was in a very Robin fashion, something close to, "Of course you're welcome to church. Everyone's welcome to church." The look on her face that following Sunday, when she saw a new face and came over, and I introduced myself as the guy that emailed her, said it all. I, a stranger she didn't yet fully know, got the same amount of love and care as someone she has known for years. Now, this is one story, but this church has given me stories like that more times than I can count, and I bet that's true for everyone else in this room. A few months later, God gave me a gift. As a newcomer, Robin's well-deserved sabbatical allowed me to see how much the church steps up, and this community working at its finest. When she came back, I cracked the joke to her that I hadn't missed a week. Still haven't. Her immediate response, "I know." This stuck with me, and all of you have carried out on this as well. It showed me how this church keeps tabs on its people, not in a talking bad, gossip kind of way, but making sure every link in the chain, no matter how strong it looks on the outside, isn't actually brittle and weak and needing help on the inside. The degree we follow, loving your neighbor and showing up, is why I love this church so much. From non-believers to Baptists, people who show up on Sunday in pajamas, to people refusing to show up at church not in a suit. Ironically, almost always sitting right next to each other every week. There's a reason over the last 3 years I state to people with pride, that's my church. Why I've never missed a Sunday, have defended this church to people, why I'm here as much as I can be, why even with a tight budget, the first thing I budget every month is what I give here. I wouldn't be who I am now without this church. Lastly, with context, I say this as a rock musician. Looking at culture, I firmly believe this church is the new embodiment of rock and roll.
Yes!
I love you all for it, and I wouldn't change it for the world.